All right. Good morning. I'm feeling good. I want to do a casual morning of live streaming today. Let's see. I'll have to share the things on the other things. Let's get a refactor. Like so. Say hi in chat, by the way, if you're here. Discord updates. Hello, Adrian. And JT Smith and Undefno. You're here to say hi again. I hope you stay though. It's like it's a super cool thing we're working on currently. Let's see. Oh, the Discord updates. I don't know. They're really bad. Look, it's going again. Hey, I moved my camera to another position. Over there, can you see it? And tell me if it's in the way. Let me know. Well, while we're coding, right? Actually, I can check that right now. Let's work on Tempest's OM. Let's see. This should be fine, right? That way you can see the test output as well, which I think is pretty good. Hello, Laurent, I don't know. The new Discord UI is so bad, I hope you don't have to suffer through it. Is there a new UI? I don't know. Isn't it like, doesn't seem to be like any different for me? Well, maybe actually. Maybe there are some changes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Okay, we'll see. What about threads? I don't know. Good cam spot. Maybe put it a little bit more up so your head is a bit more in the center. Like my head must be... No, I don't think so. I think this is good. I can crop it, of course. I can change it, but or do you mean like moving the camera, like everything more up? Like, I don't think that's what you mean, right? And definitely, I'll be here, but at 9:30 I have my daily stand-up. So for 50 minutes, I'll be suffering there. Yeah. Hello, hey there. Like, I think someone with a Cyrillic name, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. But I'm glad you're here. What are we doing today? Oh, I'm doing... I've decided to refactor my head a bit down. Like, hang on. You mean like... but this is already... Then I have to move my camera. We'll keep it like this, Adrian. It will be fine, I think. This is fine, right? The thing is, like, I'm sitting up straight now, but as soon as I start coding, I'm doing this, so then I'm in the center. Which reminds me, my back is hurting so much. Okay, so Tempest's ORM, it sucked. And now I'm super conscious about, okay, hang on. Maybe it is a bit, okay. How about this? But then it's so small. I'm gonna keep it like this. Tempest's ORM. It's actually one of the things we built on stream. Let's check here. Playlists and where's Tempest? Oh no, I need to go to the full playlist. Oh yeah, this one. A year ago. Building an ORM. This is when it started. Let's see. In July 17th, 2020. So that's almost 2 years ago, actually. Oh, hey Vladimir. Okay, thanks for letting me know the name in well, readable characters for me. So we built an ORM, and then I didn't really do much with it afterwards. Well, that's not true. We did quite a lot of fine tuning, but it sucked. And I want to simplify it a lot. And I've already done quite a lot of work on this. One of the most important changes is that any model doesn't have to implement any interfaces. Now, there used to be, let's see, book. Well, used to be, I say, it's still a pull request. So, but I've already updated the docs. You used to have to implement like database model, right? Oh, which I still haven't removed, apparently, database model. Yep. So let's remove that. Remove database model interface. So I removed it because the interface, it wasn't really doing much, actually. It had some methods, but it works perfectly fine without the interface. The trait, the isDatabase model trait, is still here with a bunch of like Laravel-like helper methods, so that you can write, let's see, first find, for example. Like you have this syntax, right? And we probably keep that in, but the base of the ORM has been refactored so that any object can be a model, which we kind of claimed already, but wasn't really the case. Like any object can be mapped to a query or a specific like a set of queries, like create, read, update, delete. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Let me show you what we have here. Query builder, which is just a wrapper to. Let's see here. Yeah. So this is basically what you write. Did I already have a test for this? Query builder test. Yeah, over here. Oh no, this is not. I still have to update this test. This one is good. So in case of a delete query, right, you write query and you can pass anything here. It could be an object, it could be a class name, it could be just a table name, right? Which in this case, it's just a table name. And then you say either select, update, create, or delete. And in this case, because this is the only test I've written, well, the only thing I've completely refactored this far. So we're gonna do delete something in this table over here with a condition, and this build stuff happens. I'm just calling it here for testing, but normally you would call execute, right? So the build generates the query, and so that we can easily do assertions on it. So, and in this case, the delete here, over here, oh yeah, like by default, it will check whether you added a condition or not, because if you didn't, and you try to, didn't I have a test for, oh yeah, that's delete statement, that's in another test. Yeah, if you didn't have, if you didn't specify a condition, and you didn't explicitly say, I want to delete everything, then you'll get an invalid delete statement exception, right? Just as a bit of certainty. So the idea is that we have these for CRUD operations, and our query builders, they have to like make it super easy to build queries, obviously. So I'm still in heavy refactoring phase. Heavenly, it's not heavenly, because well, this was first all directly tightly coupled to models. As you can see, this is like an old test case, like book. It used to be called query, but I renamed it to select. Book select, and then you added conditions. But this was all very like heavily tied to models, and that's what I want to model classes, right? And that's what I want to pull apart. It has to work for everything. It has to work for example, just plain queries. Okay, so I did some work on the delete stuff because that's the easiest by far. Let me actually show you the delete query query builder here. There's not much to it. So there's the build method, which creates a new query object, and in the query object, it's something that can be executed. It's the thing that interacts with the database. It gets a statement, that's the SQL statement, and then it gets its bindings. An actual building of that statement is done in another class over here, which has, let me actually show you. We have a lot of statements. This is our DBEL, right? Our database abstraction layer. Let's say, for example, index statement here. It's aware, oh, that's primary key statement. That's different. It's aware of the database dialect, right? So it will generate, it will basically build a string. We built this thing on live stream as well a long time ago. So yeah, it will basically build the query based on a number of inputs you gave it and the database dialect. So you get database compatibility with, well, for MySQL, Postgres, and SQLite, because that's what we support. Okay, so there are two layers here. There's the query builder, which is the object that people actually interact with, and then internally it uses statements, query statements, and statements are the thing that that know how to compile the string of SQL depending on the dialect. So that's that. And what we want to do now is to have the same kind of support as we do for our delete query, but then for select, create, and update as well. That's the work we want to do. I was thinking of starting with select because there's already quite a lot of things here. The select query builder is already compatible with models, of course, but yeah, we need to add some more support for it. So that it also works with just tables, right? So I'm actually going to my select query builder test. Oh, okay, yeah, it's over here. I'm just gonna keep these tests for now, but these are very high level integration tests, right? They migrate the database, then they actually create models, and then they'll check whether the things that had to happen actually happened. It's very high level. I want some more lower level tests. I want to like build the query and just make assertions on the SQL. So test select query, and then we'll start with query table, doesn't matter. Actually, let me table name, select, and then let's just write a couple of things here where foo is greater than like so, and then bar, right? Well, it should be an integer, right? Greater than 10. Let's add another couple of things. Order by oh yeah, that was good. It doesn't really matter. Bar descending, sure. Okay, and then we'll build it. Hang on. Build. Yeah, that's private here. I'm gonna make it public. Public build. And the bindings we want to pass in here, they are optional actually. Well, no, yeah, because we passed them in here. Yeah, sure. So that gives us our query object. Let's show that query, and then we can make assertions on it. Class table name does not. Yeah, but this makes sense because we still haven't added support for that. So okay, let's work with that. Because like for now we just assume that this class only works for models, and that's what we need to refactor. So let me oh yeah, and now I cannot do this because then my my face is in the way. I'll keep it like this. Let's see, we want, let's go to our delete query builder because this is the right place. Okay, so what we want to do is, the thing is, table definition, field definition. Yeah, this is pretty complex stuff that happens for models. Well, it's okay. It's not super complex, but let's see. We're gonna say okay, so we need a table, and then we'll say model get table definition, or otherwise we'll just create it like this. So what happens here if we if this is a real class, then Tempest will resolve the table name from the model, right? And otherwise we'll just assume that the input here is just the table name, basically. So there's that, but then we create indeed a new select statement, so we can use table here. That's good. And this model class might be null actually, but let's see if we actually need it somewhere, right? Yeah, and so when the fields we want to select, right, are by default, currently they will look at the model object, but we won't always have a model object. So this is something we need to make conditionally. Let's do that. Let's see here. This will probably need some refactoring. I might actually split it up in two classes, like a select model query builder and a select normal query builder. Because in the delete statement, it's like the difference between the two is pretty simple, right? It's just, let's see. Yeah, if it's an object, we'll automatically add like the ID to the query of the model. And that's basically it. But for delete, it's, yeah, that's pretty trivial. However, over here, it's a little more complicated. There are more points where we want to have conditional stuff, basically. And we need to make sure that everything works with everything. It's going to be difficult. But I want it to work perfectly with both. So it should be like very transparent to users. So, okay, I'm just gonna try something here, and we'll probably refactor it afterwards. But instead of this, we'll say get or resolve table, right? And we'll pass it the model. And this can be an object or string model. And it returns a table definition. That's good. And then we can move this, return, yeah, okay. And then, oh, this can be private, of course. Resolve fields. And resolve relations. And always, we want to always pass in the model. Object string model. And this should be array, immutable array. We already have a method with resolve relations, right? Yeah. So, and the difference here, model definition is derived from, and otherwise will be null. If model definition equals null, then we'll just return an empty array, right? And for fields, basically the same. Where did I? Oh, that's this part, right? Columns. I'll rename to resolve columns, actually. Resolve columns, and it returns an immutable array, and then we'll do the same check over here. We can refactor this afterwards. And then return like this. I'll just wrap it over here for now. Also need some refactoring. Okay, so back to here. So this resolve columns model. Okay. That is a bit better already. And then here, model definition. Well, this is actually a refactor we can do, right? We'll say model definition, try from, okay. And then instead of passing, always like resolving it manually, return this model definition, table definition, or new. Is that better? I don't know. No, it's like, feels like a premature optimization. I'm not gonna do that for now, because like the building the model definition is not resource intensive. What we want here as well is an optional array. Should be an array. Columns. And actually I'm gonna make that nullable. Columns. And if they are set, we'll use it so that you can still override it, like hard code override it. So let's write that for now, and we need to edit it over here as well. Array columns equals null. Make it nullable. Columns. And so that means you should, in theory. I'm gonna make this very easy for now. Build like this. Right, select, you can say star, right? Oh, we can even make it, let's do it like this. Columns, string columns. That's nicer, I think. Should it be a string here as well? Oh. No, I'm going to keep it an array here, I think. But then in this case, columns equals, if it's an empty array, if it's not an empty array, we'll say columns, and otherwise we'll say null, right? I think that's better. Select, yep, that should be good. And then we can write something like title, select title, description, right? Build. Okay, let's see what this gives. Oh, there, Adrian was saying this, right? At around line 205, 203. Yeah, thank you, Adrian. And I will of course have to do this. Yeah. Okay, let's see what happened here. Select statement construct must be of type immutable array. Oh. That's over here. Columns, we'll say array. Oh no, actually. It's actually then let's do it like this, right? Immutable array. Much better. And now we can wrap it over here. Okay. Undefined property. That's good. Yeah. Okay, so when we build it, let's just let's say model definition equals try from this model class like this. Oh, actually we could resolve relations. Yeah, I have let's do the model definition. Let's do it like this. If model definition is null, we'll return array. Okay. And then we'll have to, of course, do the same for resolve columns as well. Model definition. Like so, that's good. And then resolve table. Model definition. And we're just gonna do the same style here for consistency. Ah, yeah, but over here we need string or object model. If return new table definition model, and otherwise we'll say return model definition get table definition. Okay. And by doing that, we can this. Okay, now we'll add it again. Private model definition. Oh. Sure. Yeah, and then we actually don't have to need to pass it in, because we can write it like this. Okay. This is exactly what we had, but this is part of the process for me, right? It's part of the process. This model definition. Yeah. Okay. Then we can do it like this. That's better. This is about relations stuff. You might have we may be able. Wow, English. We may be able to move that somewhere else actually, but for now we'll keep it here. And then we'll return the query with a statement. That's like the class that compiles the SQL string, and then we pass in the bindings as well. Okay, that's good. Any errors here? Yes, of course. Okay, let's rerun our test. Now we're good. So what we can do now is SQL equals query get SQL, and we can make assertions on it, right? So let's dump SQL here. Select title from table name. Let's write books. So, and then we say expected equals SQL. Select title, description from books. I'll say this assert same what's the error here? Change dialect to SQLite. Okay. What's the difference here? Nothing. Space is the difference. Okay, cool. Okay, so that means like we had to work backwards a little bit, because but that's only with the select query builder, but it already had support for models. But now we can build on top of that, right? So we have the simplest solution, and I'm actually going to like add a couple of things here, where title equals timeline taxi, and just like title index. I mean, it doesn't make any difference, but it's, yeah, it just like makes it easier to reason about 10 months from now, basically. So yeah, okay, so now we have this added, where title equals like this. And then we should also do assertions on the bindings. So bindings equals query bindings. I need to refactor this, like get SQL This should be a property hook. Well, I'm not gonna like do it right now. Assert same and then assert yeah, okay, cool. So we have our SQL, we have our bindings, that's fine. We can add more stuff here, of course. This is just a query builder now, but order by index ascending, sure. And then order by index ascending. Oh yeah, I'm actually gonna wrap all of these in backticks. Okay, that's nice. Now, oh, maybe two wheres where created add is bigger than 2025, like this. Because where, yeah, there's no end here. That's actually something I need to fix still. Should be end. I think that makes sense to have end where and or where. And the thing is, this is like, we don't do as much parsing as Laravel does, for example, where you have like, this is just part of the query, right? So you could perfectly write end. You can write it in one statement. So I think it makes sense to have end where as well. So yeah, let's add that actually, and where, and we can say and where. Our nested where closures supported not yet. Well, we can add it, but we're working on it, right? Also, you wouldn't really need, well, because you can. This is just SQL, right? So and you can do whatever you want here. You can add brackets here to have like scoped conditions, which if I remember correctly, that's the reason why Laravel has closure support, right? Because like you cannot really write this, but I might be mistaken. String where mixed bindings, and I will say return this where, this is wrong, and where bindings, like this. And then we do the same for or where bindings. Yeah. Or where and where. And the thing is like, I know this doesn't really make sense. Yeah, okay, now I understand the nested closures. Like, so this query wouldn't really make sense, but that's okay. It's okay. Where title isn't, where index isn't one, for example. Let's see. So where, and then we'll say end index isn't this, or created at isn't that. And then for our bindings, we'll have 1 and we'll have 2025 0 0. Let's see. Okay. And I know this doesn't make sense because like it would probably have to be something like this, and you cannot write it with this, but that's okay, because in that case you would well, you could actually write it like this. I don't know. Is that weird? It's probably a bit weird, but you could write it, or you could write it like this, right? I just want to test whether our or where method works in this case. Okay. So that's good. Should I add some indentation here, by the way? Like so. sure. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Have you seen Drizzle ORM for TypeScript? Yes, vaguely. A year ago, I should say. I don't remember the details. I remember when I did that live stream almost 2 years ago. I prepared by basically comparing many ORMs across different ecosystems and languages. And I definitely remember Drizzle, like from name, but I think so. I think I remember. I don't know. Maybe I misremember. Like, one thing I think all framework and library websites should do is just have a big code block on the homepage showing what it looks like. I still don't know what it looks like. Here. Yeah. It's quite similar, right? Yeah, equal countries. Interesting. I don't know actually whether I saw this or not a year ago. Not sure. Anyway, I can smell the SQL injection. Where? With the drizzle or over here? So let's see with all of these changes whether these very high level integration tests still work. They do. I very like how they do table schemas. Okay, it's gonna be such a distraction. Drizzle ORM table schemas. Yeah. I understand. This is what, well, we have migrations. Yeah. Adrian, you can smell the SQL injections in Tempest, but why? Remember that, oh yeah. No, you mean like we have to still escape the, but doesn't PDO does that for us, right? Because we're using prepared statements? Or am I like a total noob? Not sure. Well, we're using prepared statements. I mean, that's obvious. No, that might not have been obvious, but let me state it right now. We're doing it. So I assume that was enough. Am I missing something? Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna continue for a second. Where field or yeah, okay. So I should write tests for all of this, of course, but I'm not going to do that right now because we have high level integration tests. So what I still had to test was like, if we pass nothing here, let's see, test select without any fields specified, because if you pass in the model, it will select everything for you. But if you just write this, like so, and then we'll say build, and then expected select, and then it should be select star from chapters. That should be the query. Let's see here. So assert same expected SQL, sure, and this will fail, yeah, because yeah, there's nothing here. That's what I figured. I forgot over here. So let's see, I'm gonna rename this return resolve columns from model, resolve table from model. Maybe not. Oh, naming, it's hard. Yeah. Oh, by the way, migrations might be written by hand in raw SQL. That's also possible in Tempest. Just have an SQL file. I was distracted. What was I doing? Total mind blank. Select, right? Select star. So if columns is null, and if there are no, let's actually do it like this, null. No, we're gonna keep that explicit. And then we can do this. But we could also, instead, because I don't really like nullables here, our array. Let's do it in the select statement actually, because that's easier. We have our columns here, which are an immutable array. I'm going to do it like this, and then columns equals this columns is empty. If it's empty, then we'll write star, and otherwise we'll write all of this. Like so. Select columns. Okay. And now the test passes. That's nice. So that's just slightly more convenient, I would say. So yeah, okay. JT Smith, gotta head to bed. It's 2:15 a.m. Good luck on the refactoring. We'll catch up on the VOD when I wake up. Yeah, that's cool. Thanks for being here, JT. Yeah, Adrian, did I, like, circling back to SQL injections, did I miss anything with prepared statements? Because if so, I really need to know. So yeah, just like no pressure. If I forget, it's your fault. Okay, so that's pretty cool. What I want to do is write a couple more tests here. We already have high-level integration tests, and I know I said I wouldn't do it, but what I just test select from what's it called? Model. So instead of this, we'll do author class, right? Select build. Let's see what comes out of it, right? Yeah, and this is what we need. Select authors.name as author name, type authors type from authors. Yeah, perfect. There will be so many. Yeah, this is good. Never mind. Okay, thank you, Adrian. There will be so many edge cases that aren't like supported yet. I'm just gonna like put it out, but my theory is that I lay the foundation so that people can build on it, and then people can submit pull requests, and a lot of people do with Tempest, so it's really nice. It's really nice. So I'm happy with this. Now we need to do the same for update and create still. Let's see what Composer QA says. Oh, now you cannot see my terminal, of course, anymore. That's quite unfortunate, actually. Let me see if I can move to bottom right. Yeah, that won't make a difference, right? Move to right bottom. Yeah. Ugh, no. Let's... Yeah, that's kind of unfortunate, actually. Maybe I should be in the top corner. That's so weird as well. Huh. Yeah. Or maybe. There's no... Oof. Yeah, that also doesn't really work. I could do it like this. It's good, right? Problem solved. So yeah, Composer QA is is good. I think. Yep. Improve select query builder. Like so. Okay. It always focuses on let's I'll have to move myself back here. But then I'm looking at the wrong place. That's kind of the issue. That's why I moved myself to the left. That's unfortunate. Anyway. I should just like move my camera to the other side, but that's not possible because it's attached to a wall and the wall is over there. With Drizzle, you create objects that represent your tables. Then you write queries using those objects to get column names. They also provide specific query builder for every SQL dialect. Yeah, it does sound cool. Yeah, you just hang on, Adrian. It does sound cool. Local user camp. We did let's see, we did consider a couple of options here. So this is what it used to be. We scratched that, but we moved to like the object being like just without the interface, right? That's and so that's pretty clean, I find. We have the object, and the object is a source of truth, although in Tempest you still need to write migrations. Like, we don't generate tables based on the object itself. Could be something in the future. You just flip your face cam in OBS. I know I can, but it's so flip. Problem solved. But the problem then is like when I have something with text on, I don't know. It's not like I want to promote Rode or anything, but then it's mirrored, right? And I don't like that. Then people will know I'm cheating. But okay, I'll keep it like this. Don't tell anyone. Oh yeah, or like, oh, now it's mirrored. I don't like that. I really don't. So there are a couple more builders we need to fix now. Like kind of the same. We have create and update still, and they should also work. 2 cams needed, right? Yeah, you need multiple scenes. Right. So when I do this. And then I have to like quickly go over here, and then it works exactly. And then, but then you didn't notice it, right? Yeah, I know. So yeah, Joris on Twitch. I was happy that I could convince my colleague to come and see your talk. He liked it. On DPC, right? We met at DPC, Joris. I remember that. Cool. Yeah, thanks. Was there weren't that many people, but it was good. I'm gonna upload the talk on this YouTube channel as well. Local user camp. Is there a difference between query builder and ORM query builder in Tempest? See, this is a really great question, like Eloquent and DB in Laravel. Well, no, the goal here is that it's one interface, one query builder that knows how to work with both things, right? So they're merged into one, and that's exactly like if you go to our test here, That's basically what we've been working on for the last half hour. So this is just writing the query. There are no models here. There's no mapping. When you execute it, it will just return an array of data. But if you do it like this, it will automatically map everything to models, because it knows it's dealing with a model here. And a model in Tempest is just an object, basically. No interfaces. So I like that the both are combined. We'll see in practice if it works out or not. I mean, who knows? People might hate it, but yeah. Okay, so yep. Create query builder, right? Hang on. We'll say create query builder. Create query builder test. And I'm actually gonna like do exactly the same as here, as like a starting point. So create on plain table. So let's say authors create. And then over here, I would expect create to require some parameters, right? So that's one thing we need to do. It's actually insert, right? Why do I call it create? It's insert. Well, I call it create because of CRUD. But I also renamed query to select because it was closer to SQL. So query function just can get table name, can get a table name from model class, or is there some additional methods? Yeah, essentially that's what's happening with, maybe I really didn't really explain well. That's essentially what happens here, right? Model definition try from model. And this model definition, it's a class with a bunch of methods that can infer information from model objects. Like, for example, the table definition, which resolves the table name with an optional alias. That's what table definition is for. It can determine which fields are relations and gather them into an array. I really need to clean this up as well, but it's internal stuff, so not the highest priority. So yeah. Over here, what do we want to do? We want to create and pass in some title. No, let's say chapters, query chapters, create, maybe rename this to insert, descript, index 1, right? Title, chapter 1, like this. Okay, so that's our starting point. This should work. Array data. Should it be an array, or can we get away with this? So that we can write title, index. It's kind of how all the other stuff works. So I'm gonna keep it like this. This is better. So okay, and then what we expect here is insert into chapters, yes, and then values, I think like so, I believe is what we need. And then over here assert same chapter 1 and index 1, like this. This is what we what should work. So and here we have our same issue, of course, because currently this create, or I'm gonna rename it to insert. No, it's gonna drive me insane. insert query builder. But then, well, no, that should be fine. Insert over here. Query chapters, insert title index. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and it requires an object, which of course we want. So I will say string or actually it should be array or object data, like this. Create refactor. It is. And it needs a serializer factory, but that's just passed in from above. It needs serializer factory for to serialize values, basically. Let's see. So we have our data. Okay, now we need to let's see, go to our select query builder, because we need our bindings as well. They weren't there before. Bindings like so, and so what happens over here, all of this code is used to determine whether a like what things should be inserted when we're dealing with a model, right? But if we just have an array of data, then it will be pretty simple. So what we're going to do is introduce some new methods. I'm going to do it all in build for now, because that's the second step to the refactor. So fields, this resolve fields. And then values, this resolve values. Okay. We're going to add it over here, and this one will return immutable array. And we'll, if this data if it's an array, if is array, this data will return return array, this data, and then the keys. Sure. And the same goes for resolve values. I'm gonna rename these to columns, because that's more consistent. Columns. Values. Okay. If that's not the case, then we'll have to, yeah, that's what this is for, right? Let's see here. Yeah. The thing is, we also need to do some stuff with relations. We're gonna take it step by step. So fields and values. Then we'll say return new query. And the SQL, there's no statement here yet, but we'll oh yeah, and table, we also need table, this resolve table. That will return a table name. Ah yeah, and that's where private, hang on, query insert. Yeah, this isn't correct. We need to pass in our data still. Yeah, okay, sure. I made a mistake. Data. Model data and then serializer factory. Private string or object model like this. Yeah, and then if is object. No. We need model definition equals model definition try from. If model definition equals null, return new table name. Otherwise, return model definition gets table definition. We don't. Table definition. We changed this recently. The definition. Okay. Resolve table definition. Sure. So insert into table, and then we'll have the columns, and then values, right? And yeah, this is gonna be different because we need. This is a query with SQL injection possibilities right now, but I will change it. Insert into columns. Yeah. This should be moved to an insert statement class as well, but I'm gonna keep it here for now. So insert into percent, insert into table, and then we'll say columns and then value, and those should be placeholders, right? So that's the table, and then we need values join. Yeah, no, columns. Join, implode. Oh. Is join just? I didn't know this method existed. Join all values. Separate by final glue. No. That's, we don't want that. Implode. Okay, and then we'll have values, but instead of just imploding it, we'll say map value will return like this because we need a prepared statement. And then as for the bindings, we'll say this bindings. Actually, do we need this bindings in this case? No. Let's remove it. Let's not make it more difficult. Then we'll say values to array. Yeah. Let's check our test here. Type error. Insert query builder must be of type string in given line 41. Oh. Yeah, sure. Mixed. Okay. Insert into chapters. Values. Yeah, and this is. Okay. Come on. Like so, please. Okay. What's the difference now? Insert into, oh, of course. Okay. Insert into chapters. yeah, string column. This will be moved to okay, and then we have okay, good. What about batch inserts? Hang on. Step by step, okay? But I don't know yet. I also thought of that, like while I was writing this, I was like, hang on a second. And that's the downside of having this approach, basically. But we'll make it work. We'll make it work. No worries. But I'm not sure yet how. Probably with an array. That if you have this chapter 1 like this, right? Or batch insert query builder. Could also do it like that. Chapters, insert, and then something like batch, and then over here. Might be a bit better. Yeah. There's still a lot of work to be done. I realize that. So, okay, so this first test succeeds. That's really good. But now everything else is broken. This can go. So, yeah, because over here you want batch inserts as well, right? Like so. Let's add batch. Let's do it. Tests. Create with batch. Insert one, insert many. Insert. I think I want to do it like this. I just wrote this, right? Chapitre. Chapter 1. Chapter 2. And, oh well, chapter 3. Good. Insert into chapters. How does batch insert? How do SQL batch inserts? Yeah. So it should be like this. And then the bindings should be chapter 2, like this. Okay. Argument must be string in given. I'm not gonna get distracted by that. Does that make sense? I think it does. Oh, Yoris. Insert. Oh, this is even better. Well, is it better? No, because, okay, what Yoris is suggesting is doing this. And it looks nice, but no one's gonna do it like this in practice. If you have a batch, you have an array. They have an array. What SQL dialect are targeted? Any or some specific? MySQL, Postgres, and SQLite are the three. But like, it doesn't work yet for this one. That's why we still need to switch to like, if we go to select, for example, right? We have this select statement, and that's the thing that takes care of the actually building the query according to the dialect. So I still need to write it for the insert query as well. But step by step, right? I think I want to do it like this for now. Unless you are looping content and can just chain insert method the true. But if you're looping content, you already have the array. So yeah, I think I'm going to keep it like this for now. So we need to make this work. Yes. And what we're going to do actually, private, I'm going to call it rows. Immutable array, new immutable array. What? Oh yeah, that's not possible. Oh, come on. It's possible in constructor, but not here. So this rows, but now we have a problem, right? But we'll fix that problem. Rows. Oh yeah, we can just do it like this, of course. Yeah. This is a problem, but that's good because now we can, I think we can fix it. Oh, no. Hang on. Over here. Yeah. So if is list, I think. Yeah, that works. Data equals like this. And then we'll say array data. And then row. That should actually do it. Do you have a single query builder for shared functionality across dialects, but in places where different occurrences you cast query to more specific query? Good question. You know a thing or two about ORMs, it seems. Not yet. The thing is, what I'm not showing here, well, all of these query builders are used to build queries, right? What you can also do is not use a query builder and just build your query, essentially write SQL. And that's where I want to keep interoperability for now. Like if you really want to use some database specific stuff, do it, and you'll have to like manage that yourself. Write a query. So, okay. Does this work? Let's see. What happens? Yeah. This is, of course, resolve columns in insert query builder. So yeah, of course, this doesn't to do. This will never be an array. It will be rows. If not, yeah, it has to be nullable. It has to be nullable. I think. Yeah, and then we need to do a check here. If rows data hang on. What we'll do, if not data, if it's not a list, we'll say data equals, we'll wrap it like as the first entry. I don't want to be concerned about whether it's multiple items or one in the query builder. That's kind of the goal here. So if it's totally empty, we'll pass null. Well, if not empty, we'll pass in the data, not values, just data, and otherwise we'll pass in null. Because if it's totally empty, we'll have to resolve the data from the model, basically. And I'm still going to, I'm gonna do it like this. Yeah, I like that more. Yep, okay. Back to our test, because I already forgot what we were doing. Yeah, our column names. So now, yeah, we have to refactor this because over here, column names, resolve columns. And what we can do, if this rows, if it's not empty, if it's not null, but it can still be empty, right? Well, technically, well, let's do it like this. If rows is, we can do it like this. That's nice. If it's not empty, then we'll return this rows first and then the keys. That's what we want. That should work. The values, if rows aren't empty, or set, right? If it's not null and empty, that's like combined into one. We'll return basically just the rows like this. Jakob here. When Tempest plugin for PHP Storm? You're gonna help me build it, Jakob. So you tell me. Do you have some time in your calendar? Columns of every row must match. Yeah, we're gonna assume they do for now. We're gonna assume they do. Okay. Resolve values, and then over here, our values should be mapped a little differently, of course. Maybe spread array at top level. Yes, things get better. Okay, that's really nice, Jakob. Then we need to like send me a message on Slack, or I will send you a message on Slack after the stream to plan some stuff. Jakob, by the way, he's my colleague at JetBrains, and we're gonna build a plugin for Tempest together, mainly for the template engine, Tempest View. Okay, so now we need to do this. So let's see, values equals. I can do it like this. So map. Let me actually let's dump it out because I forgot what it looks like. Uh-oh, keys on array. No. Ah, yeah, that's the first. Yeah. Let's see with the array keys. Oh, then I have to wrap it in an array again. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's something we need to fix actually. Yeah. Okay, this is good. We have our values over here. It's wrapped in another array. There's a mistake. I made a mistake. Columns won't be. Yeah. We're a level in too deep, basically. Do we? Let's see here. The rows. Okay. This is where isList doesn't do what I think it does. Return true if the arrow keys are 0, counts, yeah, in that order. For other arrays, it returns false. I think that should do what I think it does. Let's see. Data is list. Yeah. So this is correct. No, it's not correct. Because we spread it here. And then we wrap it again in array. Hang on. We use, yeah, it's because we spread it. But, oh, actually. This, right? It's good. It's good. It's very good. Aha! Yes. Now, we'll say map. Let's see, we need to... what do we need to... I'm gonna convert like this because... Hey, Steve. Yo. I'm so distracted by chat. We'll get there. We'll get there. What do we need? We need this. Chapter 1. Oh no. We need this, right? We need this. That's what we need. So we're just going to return sprint f and then we'll say array row map. Yeah, okay, this is basically what we need. Okay, and now values is this and that we implode once more. Implode like so, and then we have a single string, exactly what we need. Awesome. We remove this, we'll say values, yes, and then over here we'll have to flatten it, right? Flatten, no. Hang on, let's, no. So values equals this, and then we'll say value placeholders equals values, value placeholders, and then over here we'll say values flatten 1 to array. Does that work? Yeah, that's what we need. Whew. Okay, so we're pretty far. Let's see, insert into chapter. Insert into chapter index. Yeah, and then values and okay, like this. That's nice. That is pretty nice. So, and if you now have an array of stuff, you could just let's array of stuff. So what you would need to do then, so because that would be wrapped in an array, right? Then you would write this array of stuff. But this is something that happens all throughout Tempest, so you're used to it. Nice. It is nice. Cool. So that should, in theory, work, I think. But now we like totally destroyed our model support. Yeah. And that is something that yeah, might be interesting. But if we manage to do, if we like update these methods here to include model support, then all of this can just stay the same. And that should be pretty nice. Yeah. So, what do you think about Laravel and big projects? The more I write it, the more I do not like it. I don't know. But what are big projects? Because I used to write Laravel for in my mind, pretty big projects. Big in the sense of projects that span years of development. Like here, like let's say 1 to 2 years of initial development, then go live for the first time, and then like years of maintenance. Kind of projects that used, one of the projects I worked on was with event sourcing, multi-tenant, like multi-tenant, just not on the database level, but on the server level. Dynamic, like serverless setup to manage. And this was it with Laravel? What's the name? Not Flare. The thing before Laravel Cloud. Not Vapor. Vapor maybe. I don't remember all the names. So confusing. And all of that worked pretty good, I think. Like, I don't feel like Laravel was the main bottleneck. I feel like people are the main bottleneck more than Laravel. Vapor, right? Yeah. Not Forge. Vapor. I mean, when I started writing Tempest almost 2 years ago, there were of course things that I would do different compared to Laravel. Things I would do different compared to Symfony. But it's just it. If you're a long-time follower, you know that Laravel, that Tempest started out as like an educational project just to have some content on this stream here. So yeah, I mean, I didn't really set out to make it grow into anything, but it's kind of happening. So yeah, why am I saying that? Because like, it was just a blank slate, right? And I could do things differently, the way I wanted to do it. So yeah, sure, there are some things I don't like about Laravel, some things I don't like about Symfony, but in my experience, like it doesn't really, it's still a tool that does the job, and it does it very well, like both Symfony and Laravel. So yeah, there might be some things I don't like, but who cares? As long as the team, like the team of programmers, manages to build something in a consistent way with clear like guidelines and okay, this is how we do things, not necessarily because we like it or because we think it's the best way, because it's just consistent within the team, and there are no like what's happening over here moments every 2 weeks, for example. It's just a tool in the end, and it does the job. I think both Laravel and Symfony have like proven that they do the job. So Whether I like some parts of it or not, it's kind of irrelevant. It's only relevant when I'm writing my own framework. And like, for the record, my own framework isn't doing the job yet. Oh, by the way, we're going, like, this is like, I'm rewriting the whole ORM, and we plan on releasing beta within a couple of weeks. And after that, it's stable. But we came up with a clever solution. We just mark some features as experimental, and then we can do whatever we want with them, even after 1.0. No, but it's needed because it's impossible to get this right from the get-go. I'm writing this, we've been streaming for an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and like there are already so many edge cases that have been that have been mentioned. I mean, it's impossible to get it right, and that's good. That's fine. But model support, we'll have to take it step by step. I mean, we're gonna write a test, and then insert. Yeah, and we'll take it from there. So what I am gonna do is send a quick text to my wife. Because I told her I would be ready at around 10, and I'm not ready. And she wants to clean some stuff, which might make some noise. So if you hear some noise, that's not me. But you shouldn't hear any noise, I think. Should be fine. Unless if my daughter starts screaming, then you will hear it, but that's just life. Okay, so we're gonna take it step by step because we basically broke everything, and we're gonna have to do it, like rewrite it, but it's gonna work out. So simple thing here. We have we have an author with some data. This is like the first thing we need to get working. With a type is author type A, sure, and that's it for now. Simple example. So this in theory should work. It's kind of counterintuitive, right? Because it's this author class. Maybe I should, yeah, this is better. Even though it's you could technically write it like this. It can work because we have an author object, so we know the author, we know this from this, so we don't need this. But I think forcing it to be this way is just a little more expressive, and that has value as well. So we're gonna say that this is the way it should be written. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. And now, of course, everything breaks, and that's fine because we're gonna make it work. So resolve table definition. First step. Is this correct? I think so. Oh, there is so much code here that I'm gonna have to. Comment this out. Just comment this. Comment this. Actually, I'm gonna move all of this to a Scratch file because I know I need it, but I don't want it. Yeah. Ugh. Come on. That's unfortunate. Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. So basically over here, But now this check doesn't make any sense anymore, because our rows will, because we just said that we'll have to write it like this. So we're gonna have to do something else. Resolve the columns. Those are the names, right? So first entry equals this row's first entry, and that in this case should be like an author. Okay, if is object first entry, then we'll have to do a lot of things. We'll have to basically get all the public property names, but not all the public property names, mind you. We'll do it like this. So return array wrap it like this, first entry. Okay, so that now we should end up here, right? Yep. Okay, and this is why I needed that scratch file, because I already have all of this code written. So fields, yeah, I called it fields, but I renamed it to columns. So let's go over here. So basically it's all of this. Boom. Okay. Sure. So model class equals model class model. Yeah, sure. That's a new class reflector on first entry, right? That's the model class. And we're just gonna assume for now that everything, like if you have multiple ones, it's gonna be the same. Okay. Sure. We don't need this check. No, we don't need it. We don't need it for now. Columns. Oh, let's rename columns. Okay, if it's a relation, we're gonna not include them in the fields for now. Otherwise, we don't need the value here. We just need the column names. So basically, we need columns equals property get name. That's all we need, right? Okay, so resolve columns. Let's take a look. Columns, name, type, and ID. That's good. Maybe we do need that check because ID shouldn't be, if not initialized, will continue. And the difference here is that now ID won't be included here. Columns. Oh, apparently it does. Because if we do insert, do we want the ID field? Yeah, well, it depends, of course, if you want to like auto-generate it or not. Let's see, actually, what's in first entry here? First entry. ID is null. It's initialized, but it's null. That's weird, actually. Why is it null? Yeah. Oh, well. Maybe this is a good idea, actually. This is gonna break a lot of other things, I think. But argument row must be of type array. Okay, so it worked, didn't it? I think it did. Hang on. Away. Let's go back here. Yeah, we're gonna do it like that, but okay, now a lot of other things are gonna break. Don't you have a helper library that parses model classes? A little bit, but it still needs to be refactored quite a lot. So I'm doing it by hand for now, and then I'm going to improve it. Because all of that, I agree, all of that should be moved to the model definition class, all of this, and that's a to-do. But I like to keep it simple-ish, because it's easier for me to reason about it, and you can see how it's already pretty difficult for me to reason about it. It's also because I'm distracted by chat, but I rather just have something working and then see with a proper test suite and then improve based on that, you know. Okay, so the values, this is pretty cool, right? So what we can do, return this rows map. We'll have to map them. Yes, that's what we need to do. Function mixed model. And what we want is model if not is object, we'll just return model. Otherwise, we'll have to do like a lot more things. Otherwise, we'll have to like resolve the values for the model. Let's see how I did that over here, because we don't have to resolve everything. So yeah, relations we still have to figure out as well. That's something else. Fields. Yeah, but we those were combined into one, and now we split them up, right? Let's see here. This is the part we need. This is the part we need. Now, what we're gonna do is actually, I know it's not efficient. There's some duplication there. If it's not an object, it's an array of raw data, which is gonna return this. If otherwise, it's a lot of code, and we'll optimize it. But doing it this way just gives a lot more overview of what's happening. If I manage to find the right place where I have to close my hang on. And what's the problem here? Ooh. Oh, missing return. Yeah, sure. Return values for model. Model. Again, these. Okay. Gonna get the public properties. If it's not initialized, we're going to continue. Actually, instead of doing it like this, why don't we just use resolve columns? Columns equals, well, immutable array columns. If we do it like this, we can skip all of this, actually. Value equals model oh, and then we can do it like this. Use columns map function string column, and then oh wait, it was there. Let's say map with keys, string key. Oh no, I'll close this one. And we'll say yield key like this, and then map, because we still need to serialize it. And that's why we need the property. Mixed Okay. Okay. Reflection. Model class equals class reflector. Property equals model class get property. Use model class. Yeah, sure. And then we can have a serializer. I will say, we'll actually do this. Value. We get the value, and then we can do this check. If the value isn't null and there's a serializer for the property, we'll serialize the value, and then we'll return it. And then over here we can return. Yeah, it's not the most efficient, I know that. There's room for improvement, and that's fine. But this should actually work, I think. So then we have, let's see here. A good thing is with this approach, like it will work automatically for too few arguments. Resolve values, of course. We need the columns here. It will work. You'll be able to batch combine objects and array stuff, which is pretty nice. Resolve values must be of type string int given, of course. Map with keys. Solve columns. Mixed. Okay. Argument must be of type array, immutable array given. Where is that? Not here. Line 39. Immutable array. We're gonna do it like this. And that means that over here we'll have to return. Hey! Whew! Is that what we need? Insert into authors, name type, values. Yeah, sure. So let's say expected. Yes, and then this assert same, what was it? Brand and yeah, A bindings. Let's see. Oh, that's when I build the query. I did say to array, didn't I? Ah, no, hang on, there's a problem. Oh, no. Values, let's see. I wrapped it in an array one time too much. Map with keys. So every row will be mapped. If it's not an object, it will just use an immutable array. That's good. And what's this? Hang on. Values. Oh, did I? No. Yeah. That's let's see. Can just dump actually, we don't need the key map. That makes it a little more easy to reason about. But then, so yeah, this is correct, and then we map it. So this is where like I prefer just normal loops, honestly, over this style. And I'm actually gonna do that because I'm lost. Values equals array. And then for each this rows as row, as model, right? If it's not an object, we'll say val, we'll add it to our, but no, okay, this I think this should work. Break. Yeah, if it is an object, it's a model, and then we'll have to do all of this. And then we'll say values equals, and we'll map columns and do all of that. Okay. So when all of that is done, what's in values? Let's actually dump it like that. Yeah, the first row. Maybe, yeah, sure. So this looks correct. Continue. You're absolutely right. And this return was correct. Continue, not break. Sure. And then we'll return values. And now over here, we already have a dump there. Yeah. And then value placeholders. That's correct. And then this one. Should it be, hang on. Maybe I just misunderstand how this works. Values, let's see. Because if we do flatten 2 and then to array. But it doesn't do it recursively. That's just a problem. To array doesn't, yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna fix that right now because that's gonna be too much of a hassle. I'm just gonna say to array here. And I know it's not super efficient, but that's fine. And then we don't have to do this over here. Yeah. And now it works. And indeed, it should have been lowercase, I think, because this has, yeah, lowercase a. Whew. What about the other tests? Still works. That's good. Doesn't work. Why? I don't know why. Okay. Yeah, because it's because hang on. Over here, right? This is always an object. Because if I'm not mistaken, yeah, it's now an immutable array. Of course. If first entry instance of immutable array keys, yeah, And then over here, model will be, I guess, immutable array as well. So if model instance of immutable array to array. Okay. Now other things fail, of course. Oh yeah, because it should also. But just have to map it. No. Uh-oh. What's the issue? Array given. Yeah. This is stupid. This is a bit better. Return array keys. First entry. But that doesn't work, right? Oh. Does array keys and only takes arrays, right? Not, I don't know. Yeah. It's a bit of a mess. I don't like it. I don't like it. Too many array helpers, honestly. Like immutable arrays over here. If I change this, this is like the problem when you start nesting stuff. You lose track of what's important. Lots of immutable array fighting. Yeah, so I wanna get rid of some immutable arrays. If not, is object first entry. First entry equals array first. Sure. This rows array key first. This rows. And we'll change this to just a simple array. If the first entry, we'll just say is array. If it's an array, we'll return array keys. Otherwise, it's not an array and we'll assume it's an object, but check if really is an object. If not is object, first entry, shouldn't be allowed. Okay, so and then over here we'll say array, simple array. Okay, tracking back, columns. We'll just start from the top once again. Must be array, immutable array given in grabular. if not array is list data. Okay. Rows is if data, if it's empty, if it's not empty. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We're back to somewhere at least. Columns, and then resolve values over here. Array if is array model, then we'll just say values is model and continue. If not is object, to do this should not be allowed. And otherwise we'll have our columns, right, which are simple array. Over here I want to do it like this. Okay, yeah. Change this to that. Yep. Values. See, this is easier to debug. And then we can, over here we can wrap it in an array. I think like a way of staying sane is to just wrap it in immutable array when it makes sense, I think. But like in the place and not passing them around, especially in like this case. And then now it works. Let's see. Okay, so we're back to nowhere. Array key first must be of type array null given. Yeah, that's no, that shouldn't be. In this case, it should, well, should it be? Actually, we don't need this null anymore. I now realize. We don't need this check, I think. When did we say null? That was like for my weird edge case, right? Oh, and yeah, this is just, I said this wouldn't be allowed. Author class. Oh, and this is just like totally wrong, of course. I didn't even. Yep, this was just copied from. I don't need to. Yeah. Okay. Whew. Okay, this is cool because now we can also like combine them. What's another name? Other name. Author type B. And now this should work, I think. Other name and B. Oh, it doesn't. Over here it's not. Yeah, that makes sense because we don't have a serializer. This is like more raw stuff, right? Okay, cool. Nice. Still, things are still broken because let's see my scratch. Where's my scratch? Over here. Relations aren't supported yet. Or are they? Maybe they are. Actually. Okay, let's see. Test insert on model table with relations. So we have, in that case, we need a book. Import, sure. And we need title, title, timeline taxi, and then author. Let's just say new author. There's no constructor here. That's the we need to do it like this. New author, new, and then yeah, that's name equals Brent. Okay. So we say insert into author, like so. And so what's the SQL we expect to be here? Like the author ID should be set as well. Insert into author's title, yeah, and so author ID isn't included. But that's actually, now that's a pretty simple fix actually. Because over here, if this needs to be removed. So has many relations, the ID is on the other table, right? So that we can skip, that we don't have to insert into our own query. But yeah, and then if we look at bindings, that won't work yet, because or does it? No, it's an author, right? Yeah. Over here should be another query. Let's see actually how that's done. That was this part, right? Yeah. Okay, so maybe we do need to skip the relations here, because we need to, yeah, we need some other stuff. Let's see. Private resolve private function. Resolve relations, which will return an array, a normal array, relation columns. Okay. For let's see. Resolve relations for a specific entry, right? Object model, and we'll say model class is new class refactor. We get public properties. If it's not initialized, we'll continue. If it's not a relation, we continue. Yeah, sure. And then we get the value, and then we set the relation columns here. Okay. And so why we need this is when we're, oh no, I can't do that. Oh yeah, I can do that now. We need to kind of merge them together. Why is it 2 steps? Why can't I combine it? I can. I'm making it more difficult than it needs to be, I think. Because I need to add a binding. Good morning from Denmark. Good morning, Kevin. And so what needs to happen is we need to, like, we have a new book and a new author, right? We first need to insert the author, get the idea, and then set it on the book. That already works, but we need to like create a new insert query for the author and assign it as a binding, and then everything works as expected. I'm just thinking, because these 2 steps, maybe they aren't necessary. Hang on. Well, let's keep the method from now commented, because maybe I do need them. So yeah, if it's has many, we won't have to do anything in our query from our side. Yeah, but over here we need to change this binding to a. Now this happens in resolve value. Actually, it happens over here. And so what we need to do, well, okay, yeah. If let's see. Now, if property get type is relation, if it's a relation property, instead of the value just being the value, if value isn't null, and if it's a property type relation. Actually, let's do if value is null, we'll return value. And then we can remove these two checks. Clean this up a little bit. Ooh, clean it up. If it's a relation, we'll say value equals. Oh, this is clean. This is much cleaner than what I had before. That's nice. Let's see, where's that code? Oh, yeah, over here. And then we can just do it like this. If it already has an idea, we don't have to do anything. And otherwise, we'll say value. But we, of course, we need to like build a new query, but these, that's the model. Value class, and then value, and then this serializer factory. Yes, maybe. Type array, yeah. We need an array here. But what if we just, we should wrap it, right? Yeah, we should. This is what we need. I think. Yeah. That's really nice. This is like a super cleanup that I didn't intend it to happen. But this is really nice. This assert same, we'll say timeline taxi, that's query binding 0, yeah. And then this assert instance of query class bindings 1. So this works, right? No. Click to see the difference, please. Oh yeah, sure. Title author. Import like this. Okay, there are still a couple of things to do because this should be author ID actually that we need to fix, but that's a simple fix. Let's actually, well, let's do it right now because why not, right? And this, well, my scratch file. Yeah, see, that's this. However, it's a bit more difficult now that we have our columns, and so at the very end we need to let's kind of how should I do it then? So it's pretty like I can add a check here. Property, if property is relation, like this. Okay, well, let's do it like this for now. Okay. But then over here, like we need to do something like string replace end ID. And then add it back. That kind of sucks. A property author ID doesn't exist. This is dirty. Improve. Sure. And then we say what's the what actually do we? Oh, huh? Hang on. Insert into book. Like so. Insert to books. Yeah, sure. Okay. And then we'll say author query equals query bindings 1. And then we'll say expected author query equals insert into authors name. That was it, right? Like so. And then we'll say, we'll basically copy this. Expected author query equals the author query.sql, and we'll rename this to book query and expected book query, like so. Then over here should be Brent, I think, like so. Does this work? No. Oh, book query. Needs to be author query. Okay, that works. That's nice. And then, well, that's actually all we need to do for here. But what we also want to test with, hang on, go away. With new relation, what we also need to test with existing relation. ID, new ID, let's say 10. And so, when that's the case, we need 10. And all of this should be gone. Class range face 10 does not. Oh. Assert same. Oh, and that doesn't work. Yeah. So if it has an ID, let's see. Let's dump the book query. Yeah, so that's wrong. So it's good that we're testing on it. Where's a new self? Yeah, I thought this relation. Oh, well, yeah, of course, no. It's value ID. Yeah, and then it's like this, actually, yeah. And then that works. Nice. Now something else breaks with new relation. Yeah. Was it could not access? Yeah. Okay. That's yeah. Of course. Of course. Value is if val id equals value else actually don't know how could you yeah. Where's I lost track of 1, 2, 8. Yeah, that's over here. Should probably use it. Would is set work? Yeah. Ah, see, that's yeah. That's just interesting. What's at line 108? Okay. Wow. Okay. Cool. That was a lot more work than what I thought it would be. But oh, there's one more thing we need to do. Is database model. Because of course over here, if we go to create, save actually, query insert this. And we're gonna do the same with update, but that's not gonna be for today anymore. But yeah, that should be changed. Let's see here. Insert this. Yeah, and this should also alter class, because that's just a change we did, right? And I think it's for the better, honestly. Book class like this. Let's see. Insert. Yeah, that should be it. Okay, let's run Copilot QA. Let's see what breaks. Probably a lot. That's what I thought. This is okay. If all these tests fail, it means it's one error affecting all of them. I've learned that by now. We'll have to wait for a second before everything finishes. Let's go. Yeah, okay. Missing relation could not access. Ah, see, it is doing that. Is that because of my? But I thought. I joined late. Why are you doing this? That's my question as well. If property, if it's a relationship, well, we can do if property property is initialized value. Would that solve the issue? Let's see. No. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh, that's unfortunate. But now it does work. So maybe the error is somewhere else actually. Let's see. Is database model, database model, database model. New. Yeah, of course, because I changed the idea, right? If is set, I need to do, oh, if not, oh, hang on. Yeah. Okay. If not is set self, sure, yeah, then it's fine. Oh, no. Haha. Now, if this works, then we're done for today. Okay, if this doesn't work, then we're done for today. Now, let's see. Yeah. Okay. We cannot use this syntax anymore because we have bulk support now. So, okay, this is just, okay. That's just insert query. Let's see. Insert into author's name. No, what's the difference? A space, of course. Then, yeah. Okay. Let's switch this to here doc. Gonna now doc SQL. Some cleaning. Okay, that's good. And then over here we'll have to, yeah, we'll have to do the same. Okay, now doc SQL. Insert into books. Yeah. Question mark. And then no semicolon. Actually, I don't know. I do need a semicolon, right? Oh. Let's go. I already have this test somewhere else now. Let's remove it instead of trying to fix it. No, stop. Composer, PHP unit. There was one more failing test, right? Almost there. We're almost there. 2 more failing tests. Okay. That we can deal with. Okay, this is we're gonna ignore. There should be no validation error. Okay, the 2 errors are the same. But that's unrelated. Well, it is related to our changes, but not. I'm gonna say done. No. Update. Insert. Query builder. Well,
Add insert grammar. I'm like validation stuff. Yeah, still needs fixing. We made it. At least, well, yeah. This was really productive. Wow. Still lots of work to do. But yeah, I'm really happy with these changes. Really good. Really good. That's it, folks. Leave a like, and I'm out. Bye bye.